For this Google Earth tour, we're going to take a look at glacial landscapes of degradation or erosion. And these are mostly landscapes that glaciers eroded in the past, and once the glaciers retreated, you're able to see the features quite well. And because there's so many great features located right near UAA, we are going to stick almost entirely right in the western Chugach to see these features. The first feature I want to show you is actually not a glacial one, but is a stream landscape. We're going to go down to Campbell Creek, which of course flows very close to the university. And the first thing I want to show you is what stream erosion looks like when it happens rapidly. It forms a real distinctive V shape. You can see the steep gorge that is created here. The Basher trailhead is over here. That's that gorge below that area. Very classic example of a stream landform. If we move our way up Campbell Creek and get in areas just a little bit to the east of this, you can see an area that's been much more affected by a glacial landscape, and it's got this U shape to it rather than a V shape. Now let's go down to Ship Creek, where we can see both of these things sort of in concert. You can see the V shape of Ship Creek and then the broad U shape where the glacier went. Arctic Valley is back in this area here. And we're going here because I want to go up closer to the headwaters of Ship Creek, where we can see some other classic glacial landforms. This is a Cirque, or Cirque, as it's said in French. And it's a bowl shape that is created by a glacier that has dug this area out. This is covered in snow right now, but there's actually a small little lake in here. And that little lake is called a glacial tarn, and they're found pretty commonly in many parts of the Chugach Mountains. If we scooch just a little bit farther to the east here, you can see what's called a hanging valley. This is where you have a big broad glacial valley and then a small little subsidiary glacial valley that fed into that. It's all retreated, of course, so there are no glaciers here now, but as that small glacier retreated, it left behind a glacier that was hanging up above the main valley. There's a very beautiful little waterfall in here during the summer. And going just a little bit further up, what we can see here are some very steep ridges. These steep ridges are all called glacial arêtes. Glacial arêtes are caused by what's sort of left over when a glacier erodes on two sides of a ridge. And sometimes that glacier is able to erode the ridge down a little bit and smooth it out, and it forms what's called a col, C-O-L. From here, we're going to fly over to the Willowa area, back closer to Anchorage, and hopefully you won't get too dizzy looking at it this way. Here's the Willowa Lakes area, and we're going to fly right down into that area, and we're going to see what are called Paternoster Lakes. And in order to see these, I'm going to go back in time a little bit to an image that does not have snow in it. So this is an August image, and you can see this little string of lakes in the valley. These are caused because as the glacier was retreating, and there was a glacier back in here at one time, it left behind morainal deposits that have helped to trap the waters of these little lakes. They're called Paternoster Lakes because they were thought to look like beads on a rosary. We're going to now go over to Eklutna Lake, and I think I can turn the historical imagery off. Eklutna Lake is a great example of U-shaped glacial lake in a U-shaped valley. Long, skinny, like Kenai Lake, or so many of the lakes that you find in in South Central Alaska. And then the final thing we're going to go look at is Turnagain Arm, which is a fjord. It's a relatively shallow fjord compared to many because it's been filled up with sediment. But it was created by a large glacier that eventually, at one time, went all the way down to Portage. That glacier's retreated, but it's left behind this huge U-shaped valley that we can see here that's now filled with the ocean, and that is called a fjord.